Hello traders, this is Rich from Tradesight. I want to take a look at the chart of AMGN Inc., that's AMGN over the counter, and talk about what's happening with the technicals in the daily time frame. We're seeing some signs of exhaustion and the formation of a potential reversal candle off of the Tradesight Seeker and Comer. Just want to dig in and take a look at those sell signals and walk you through what the implications are for the shares of AMGN. So here's a look at the AMGN chart. This is the longer time frame chart. We're looking at the weekly time frame right now, and you can see that the chart is working nicely from the lower left to the upper right of the chart, moving from about $80 up to about $140 recently. Now, while the charts had a nice, pretty well organized run to the upside, it had one little recharge where it tumbled down after the end of the arrow on the chart, where it started to recharge a little bit. But after this recharge, what we've done now is we've greatly increased the angle of ascent here. And you can see that that this particular stock is really starting to pick up momentum and speed to the upside. Switching back down to the daily time frame from the larger weekly time frame. Here's a look at the chart again. You can see we've had a couple of instances where the stock's been pretty gappy, but it's had a pretty well and pretty sustained run from about $110 up to about $140. So certainly, by all measurements, a good run just within a concentrated amount of time. So that's putting on roughly 25% in market value from May till now in the beginning of September here. Now, while this alone may not be a cause for concern, if you drill down and take a look at the technicals and apply the Tradesight Seeker and Comer to this chart, that's really going to start to reveal what's going on with the construction of the current run right now. So here's a look at the same chart. This is AMGN from the May pivot up to the current price. This is with the Tradesight Seeker study applied to it. What you can see here is we've had a 9-bar run to the upside here most recently. That was the beginning of this impulse that also encompasses this gap to the upside. At this very, very strong candle to the upside, and now you can see we're 10 days up in the countdown or the exhaustion phase of the Tradesight Seeker. Typically, when you get to 13, that is your reversal warning that you've reached a point in both time and price that the chart should be sufficiently exhausted enough to warrant a reversal back to the downside. So you can see this on the standard Seeker here. We're just within a couple of days of printing an exhaustion warning from this particular study. Now here's a look at the AMGN chart again with the Seeker study, but this time what we've done is instead of using the standard Seeker, what we've done is we've gone to the aggressive setting. What this does is just kind of accelerates what the bar count is looking for to actually form that exhaustion. So what this is very good at is finding the end of an impulse. So you can see that we had a 13 exhaustion here. These are the yellow numbers that mark the end of this little impulse to the upside. We had this 9 bars to the downside. So this warning was a couple bars early, but was definitely worthwhile and kept traders out of this drop to the downside on the long side, and also got traders who were looking to short the stock on the proper side of the trade here at the right time. The other thing to note here is in this 1 through 13 to the upside, you can see that there was very little extension. Here's your 1, here's your 13. There's not much extension to the upside. A lot of times when this happens, you don't get a big break to the downside. You normally just get kind of a recharge. But if we look a little bit more closely at the more recent data, again in daily bars, here's our 1 in the exhaustion run of the aggressive Tradesight Seeker, and here's our 13. Now this 13 has a good deal of extension above the 1, obviously much more so than this 1 through 13. So we're already starting to feel the results of this. Right now, today, we've actually got the potential of having an outside day down. It's only about 2 o'clock, so the trading isn't done for today. But certainly we have the makings of a potential reversal candle. And this exhaustion warning from the aggressive Tradesight Seeker is indicating this is going to reverse price back to the downside. Complementary study that we use at Tradesight also is the Tradesight Comer. It's a similar bar counting method that looks for exhaustion in both time and price, but this one uses slightly different logic. And I like this very much for use in both small caps and biotechs. Right now, you can see that we've got our 13 exhaustion in place on the Tradesight Comer, and we do have a good deal of extension between the 1 candle, that's the magenta 1 down here, and the 13 up here. That's indicating the exhaustion candle for this particular impulse in the shares of AMGN. So while we don't have the exhaustion in place just yet on the standard seeker, we do have it in place that we looked at on the aggressive seeker. That was with the yellow numbers. And the complementary study, the Tradesight Comer, does have a 13 exhaustion in place now. So I would say that this is marking an area in AMGN where we would expect the trend to turn from positive to negative, or from bullish to bearish. So stay on your toes with this, and don't pass on any clean trading setups that you would see. All right, folks, as always, thanks for listening. This has been Rich for Trading.